Welcome to UBC, and we're here once again at what I guess we call a Canucks informal skate, and lots of topics here today, and a couple that I'm focusing on is one is how are the Canucks really going to flush out their back end? They've got 7 NHL caliber defensemen, and what we're trying to find out is who's going to be number 8, and that might not sound like a big story, but in a shortened NHL season with a 1-week training camp and no preseason games, the prospect of injuries is going to be pretty high. So interesting development here today is Cam Barker, a former first-round draft choice, has been offered a professional tryout by the Vancouver Canucks. He's not sure whether he's going to accept it or not because it behooves him to weigh other options from other teams. But I get the feeling that the Canucks feel that this might be a bit of a reclamation project. Here's a guy who's only 26 years old, who was a first-round draft choice, the 3rd overall pick in 2004, who's had a tough career. He had a shoulder injury in Minnesota. Last year he broke his ankle in Edmonton, wasn't re-signed by the Oilers, actually played in the American Hockey League this year for 25 games just to get some game action. He went and played in the Spengler Cup as well. So I think the Canucks are looking at Cam Barker as a guy they figure maybe in the right environment with the opportunity to practice and play here, maybe he can be that player who was a first-round draft choice. And the irony of him being on the ice today is that his former Chicago Blackhawk teammate, Jim Vandermeer, is another guy that the Canucks should be interested in. I mean, he played in San Jose last year. The big thing there is he would provide some toughness. Should the Canucks advance to the postseason and get as far as they hope to, that element's really missing in this team. And Vandermeer's been skating with these guys all summer here at UBC, and he's let it be known to me that, you know what, I'll sign a short contract. We know the Canucks have some good young prospects that are maybe a year or two away. I'm here to help this team get to the playoffs and go a long way in them. The other interesting development here today is some centermen who have showed up from the Chicago Wolves. We all know that Ryan Kessler, who is skating on another sheet of ice, is still a long way away from his shoulder and left wrist surgery. So there's a real void to be filled there. Andrew Ebbett is up here from the Chicago Wolves today, along with Jordan Schrader. Andrew Ebbett is a curious guy. I mean, he's on most teams, I think he'd probably be your 13th forward, the extra guy in the press box. But the Canucks may find themselves in a situation, depending on how the Luongo rumored trade scenario plays out, where they may have to look at guys and who can fit what better role. And Ebbett's been very versatile. I mean, he once centered Teemu Selanne in Anaheim, so he's had a lot of different roles in his career.
Yeah, I just see it exactly. It's an opportunity. It's a chance. I don't know what the coaches have in mind, but I think they know what I bring to the table, and I think it's a huge advantage for me to be able to play anywhere from kind of second line down to fourth line and play different roles. And I've been doing that down in Chicago, playing penalty kill and power play. So I think whatever they need me to do, I'm available.
And of course, Jordan Schrader, the 2009 first-round draft choice, who has yet to play an NHL game for the Canucks, is up here as well. And how he can fit in the NHL level, we're going to find out. Can he play at the NHL level? He's not going to have the luxury of preseason games, so the Canucks are going to have to get a quick read on him next week.
You know, I mainly talked with the coaches, and they kind of relay things, so it was mainly through them. And you know, Arnie's been great down there, and the coaching staff and organization. So you know, he's a great guy, great organization we have here.
These are things that are percolating down here at the rink, and they'll probably be going all weekend long until they actually open training camp.